Wait,
not my perna.
There you go. We're not supposed
my
to.
perna.
Let's go, Brandon.
Wake up, everybody.
Wake up.
It's 5 p.m.
We got 3
p.m.
YouTubers here that
If we're in
obey
Japan.
sleep schedules. It is Thursday, October 14th. Clickbait Sports, yet another episode. We have Scooter Magruder. What's going on? How you
Listen,
doing
I'm
today?
just here so I won't get fined.
Then we have Tom Grassi down there in the bottom right of the Hollywood
My name.
stage. How you doing?
I'm Tom Grassi. Hi.
All right. And then the one, the only, the sports ball creator, Urinating Tree, rocking the Ed Sheeran punishment jacket.
I finally got it a month in. I accidentally got a size too big. This thing is like literally, it is swallowing me whole. It's like one of those old like beanbag jerseys, and you just like get them open. It's like the arms are all wrinkly, and like I need to fill in with this. It's not pretty.
It looks great. It looks
Yeah,
great.
it does. I mean, like it looks nice. I mean, I don't know if I'd spend $250 on it, but
It's for when you encounter a massive puddle and an Ed Sheeran song is playing in the background, you could put it over so you could walk your lady across the puddle. That's
I'm not putting $250 on a puddle.
Why wouldn't you?
If I do that, she'll walk over me.
Exactly.
Why would you just walk around the puddle? Like,
because
you could just walk around. That's
Ed
an
Sheeran
option.
is watching. Because Ed Sheeran's always watching.
That's
You know what's funny?
Ed
I
Sheeran
actually
always
went to the
watches.
supermarket
Roger
last
Goodell's
week,
son.
and literally a guy outside was playing Ed Sheeran just randomly on violin, like randomly in my town, and I thought of you, Tree.
Ooh,
That was me.
I thought of me.
Thinking
That's
out
so heartful, dude.
all right, no Brandon Perna today. He is taking care of a sick child. I think he's just ducking us because the Broncos suck now, and he just doesn't want to admit it. By the way, Tree wearing the jacket because of your super chats, everyone. There will be an Applebee's video punishment later, so stick around for that. Let's get into the
Two birds
opening
with one
segment.
stone, baby.
The Washington football team is the subject of a lot of discussion right now. There's a lot of heat on them. John Gruden gets fired because of emails that he sent to Bruce Allen as part of an investigation, an ongoing investigation into the culture of the Redskins, and currently about a drug dealer who possibly was employed by them or someone connected to the organization. What was that? Oh, what was? Anyways, what is going on? I don't even know what's.
I don't. I definitely don't.
Anyway,
know what's going on?
You guys are disrupting the flow here. Anyways, so all this is happening, and then today they announce that they are going to retire Sean Taylor's number. Only 3 days notice, right? Like, this should be a big deal, okay? But all of a sudden it's happening this weekend. I want to know, guys, let's debate this. Is this a diversion? Is this a deflection from what's going on? Scooter, you have the floor.
100% this is a deflection. Listen, a lot of bad things are about to come out via these emails. Okay, we are literally at the tip of the iceberg. A lot of bad stuff is about to go down, and we are just at the beginning, okay? Who knows what else are in these emails about to come out? Of course, you announce Sean Taylor's retirement with only 3 days notice, because why else would you do that if you're not deflecting it? It's a poor attempt, in my opinion. Very poor attempt at trying to hide something. You're just making it look even worse with this retirement. Tom, what are you nodding your head about?
I mean, like, this is unfortunately something that's not even new, because when you had that whole like expose that was coming out on the Washington football team, that's when they like came out and they're like, hey guys, we're gonna do a new name now, and like kind of like trying to completely spin the narrative of like, let's not talk about this big expose about, you know, sexual harassment and how terrible the culture actually is. let's talk about football names. So like, I unfortunately can't say I'm surprised, but even though, you know, they talk about how good the culture is there and like things are shifting and Dan Snyder's away from the team now and everything is changing now and they have all these hires, but like, this is just an attempt at like trying to get some good PR. But I will say, like, I think a lot of people feel the way that we're talking about right now because they are getting destroyed online for this move, because I think it's honestly just disrespectful, because you're literally like using one of the best players to ever play for you, if not the best player, and just using him as like, you know, just cheap fodder to get some
chess piece, like a chess piece that is so unnecessary. You could just take this on the chin and say, look, we messed up. We continue to mess up over a series of years. We will do better, and here's how we're going to do better.
Sure.
You don't need to announce Sean Taylor's number being retired. You don't need to come out and say, oh, we've chosen a new name. Just take the L. More people will respect you for saying, look, we were wrong, than saying, let's change the narrative somehow.
I put this up for a reason. The Washington Redskins, what they were at the time, or the football team, or the Reskins, or whatever you want to call them, sold this, a Sean Taylor doll, several years earlier. And this is what Washington does. They use Sean Taylor to deflect and get goodwill because he unfortunately died in his prime. They did not do it when he was like a 10-year anniversary of his death. They didn't do it for any other celebration or stuff like that. They're doing it now. And the reason why they're doing it now is because they're trying to deflect from the PR system they have. If you've been following Washington for the past 20 years, you know they're a mess. They are just poorly run. There's a lot of like skeletons that the NFL itself does not want to dig out, just because it's not just going to be Dan Snyder that goes down. It's going to be a bunch of other owners that go down. But at the same time, like...
That's a good question. So actually a good point, because 650,000 emails allegedly are out. Not one of them has Dan Snyder's name on it. Not one of them. They've got emails between Bruce Allen and his plumber. They've got emails between Jay Gruden and John Gruden. Like these are all getting out there, but none of them have Dan Snyder's name on it. So the first question is, and they're already deflecting, is Dan Snyder scared? Because he's certainly acting that way.
I feel like with all the stuff that has come out already, the fact that he still owns that team, I don't know what else honestly could even come out for them to actually, for the NFL to actually take action. Because I think what the NFL likes is like the status quo, keep it going until they're challenged and they literally have to pivot and they have to change because they're going to lose revenue from it. But until that moment happens, they're just going to keep like chugging along, because to force an owner out is such a significant deal that I think the NFL wants to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, Gruden wants his printing press to continue to print money. Like not Gruden, Goodell. Sorry. Yeah. Goodell wants the machine to just spit out dollars, and he doesn't want any interruptions. He doesn't want a power outage. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want protesters outside of his factory, of his money-making factory. The question is there, and is any owner? I guess I had the question before: is an NFL owner untouchable? Now I'm asking: is any owner touchable? Right? Like
the Green Bay Packers owner is untouchable. You can never touch him ever.
No, you can exile the entire state of Wisconsin to Canada, and then you won't have to deal with them ever again.
Like, because you saw the NBA, right? Like they got all their pitchforks together and ousted Donald Sterling because they had him on recording, recorded saying bad things, right? And that was easy for them. But this is a little bit more nuanced than that. If you want to get Dan Snyder out, you've got to do a lot.
Here's my question, though. They got Jerry Richardson out, who was kind of like self-centered as well. They got him out for being a creepazoid. You know, the whole the seatbelt thing, kind of being touchy-touchy in the office, like relatively tame shit in comparison to Dan Snyder. But the problem is, like, there are a bunch of owners out there, like, say, for example, Stan Kroenke, you try to get out of here, Stan Kroenke will probably have people shot to protect the stuff that he's
Hold on. I'm logging this. Tree made it 15 minutes. Okay. Just
15
Not
minutes
even
without what?
without cussing.
Curse. Do you even know you did?
Yeah,
It's only been 10. It's only
Yes.
been
No. Oh wait. Oh yeah, that's
You're
right.
under
We started at 5:05. 10 minutes. I think that's a new record, guys.
Last
Last
time,
time,
man. There's a time where I haven't before.
Uh,
I thought you were gonna yell at me.
While Five is writing this down, I think it, because here's the problem I found with like the Gruden stuff. Not just all the stuff that he wrote and all that stuff, but how quickly the topic changed. And I think that there's like some actual grievance there because people point to like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? And that you have Antonio Brown on your team, right? But John Gruden is being taken out of like the Ring of Honor. And I'm not saying John Gruden deserves to stay employed or be in the Ring of Honor. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I think that there's legitimate criticism that could be lobbied towards the NFL about how they have handled scandals or any kind of adversity. I brought up, again, like when Colin Kaepernick knelt, the NFL was real quick to be like, oh, teams, they can find guys who are going to kneel. They can make sure, they can lay out discipline. And now they have end racism in their end zone. And I'm not saying like it's a bad thing because it's a very good thing that hopefully they're progressing and evolving. However, I think it's kind of hard to take a lot of the stuff that they do seriously and at face value because there's not a lot of action. Because right now you have, however, hundreds of thousands of emails that are there, and it's really inconspicuous that like none of the owners are on it. Like, but there you got John Gruden out. So I think that there's a lot of criticism, and rightfully so, of the NFL on how they've handled these things. And like, I don't think John Gruden deserves a job after the day coming out because this was not just 10 years ago. It wasn't a one-time thing. It was a pattern, and it was stuff that was up to 3 years ago. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is the NFL, like, they need to just be consistent about the company that they keep and who represents them as an organization.
Yeah, because right now what you're seeing is a lot of whataboutism going on, especially with the Bucks. Right, everyone's like, "Oh, well, Warren Sapp's still in the Ring of Honor. Yep. Antonio Brown plays on the Bucks. What about Antonio Brown?" And so, to Tom's point, there needs to be some sort of consistency from the NFL, and that's just because we haven't really seen consistency from the NFL. Look at Ray Rice.
Yep,
Ray Rice got 2 games. Who was the punter? The punter who literally hit his partner is like confirmed.
Josh Brown from the Giants.
Yeah. Confirmed, right? It happened. I think he got like a game. So it's just
but
like,
if you smoke pot, whoa, hey now.
Well, that's why the NFL changed the CBA so they can run all over the players, so they don't have to test for weed. That's the thing you have to consider too. Like, you expect the NFL to gain consistency, they can't even get the consistency in suspending players that have been accused of domestic violence but have never been charged with a crime. Tyreek Hill, no suspension. Zeke Elliott and Jaron Reed, 6-game suspension.
Right, but it goes back to the wheel of discipline. Adrian Peterson was not confirmed to. I mean, well, I guess he
admitted to it.
Right, he admitted to it, and they suspended him for a whole year. Like, he was on the exempt list without any type of actual criminal. So they're really inconsistent. Oh, by the way, when you bring up that Ray Rice thing, I remember that they tried to sneak that in on like a Friday.
I was so like pissed about that. Like, that's a slap.
I remember,
I remember watching that footage too, and 2 games. So it's just like, this speaks to a larger question, which is, can the NFL be consistent?
Right? If you remember correctly. If you remember correctly, the footage didn't come out until after that 2-game suspension came out. And then everyone got really outraged. And then it became like, oh, crap, we have to do something. And then they just like threw the hammer down on him. It's like, okay, you're out of the league. You're unpersoned. Get out. Bye. That's what's happening with John Gruden. Like, I mean, does it make sense he's out of a job? Absolutely. Because if you remember, there's no way you can go into a locker room with a guy that publicly came out of the closet. There might be a few other guys that came out of the closet, especially with like the stuff you've said. You can't regain the respect of that locker room. So I absolutely agree he couldn't step back in there. But taking him off like the Wall of Fame or like the Ring of Honor in Tampa Bay in a situation where he was out of that team years before this happened, being like taken out of Madden, that's not really accountability. That's just pointless unpersoning. That's not what I call progress. It's just like retribution.
Well, it's stuff that you can point to and be like, look at what we're doing. Like, it's that cheap, like, quick, instant gratification.
But the problem is everyone does it though.
Correct.
Like, they don't care about like this issues. They only care about your money.
Well, to
Right.
Scooter's point, like, because he's bringing out the whataboutism, and I think that's a fantastic point. And I just want to like kind of clarify too. People are using whataboutism to defend Gruden or say that his punishment was unjust, and I think that's wrong. I think that you can bring up all these other instances in which the NFL has not been consistent and use that as your own point and basically say, hey, NFL, be better. But I don't think that excuses John Gruden whatsoever, because it's not just Carl Nassib. I mean, look at all the black players and the comments that he made. Look at the comments that he's making towards women, especially about officiating. He's sharing pictures of Washington cheerleaders, like this kind of stuff. I think who was it? Schefter or Rappaport said it was a clean sweep of offending people.
Right.
Hit every single little check mark there. So I think that you can say, what about Antonio Brown? As long as you're not dismissing what John Gruden said, because at the end of the day, it's not acceptable.
Fair enough. Let's.
And I'm down for all those conversations too. Maybe we should be talking about Warren Sapp being in the Bucks Hall. Maybe we should be talking about Antonio Brown, but you still can't dismiss what Gruden said and did. So
yes. To segue off of that, so Adam Schefter, a little bit lighter on this.
Oh, Schefter.
Good old Schefter, right? So he gets caught up in this. He gets crossfired because he sent a full article to Bruce Allen asking, basically asking him to verify any of the facts. But the way that it was portrayed on Twitter, which is not a real place, everyone. Twitter is not a real place. Let's get that
really clear. It's not. I didn't know that.
But the way it was portrayed on Twitter is that he was giving Bruce Allen editorial rights, which is just simply, to me, not true, because what transpired to me was he sent Bruce Allen an article and was like, hey, is there anything incorrect in here? And so Adam Schefter released a statement, but it's still a bad look, right? The thing to me is you're not going to send someone an article where you're saying negative things about them, right? Hey, Scooter, do you want to preview this video of me just trashing the Cowboys and then tell me if anything's factual?
Actually, I disagree with that. In journalism, actually, graduated from the J School of Florida, go Gators, stand up. You're actually supposed to send people the story and say, quote, do you have a quote? We're about to run this story.
Well, if you have a comment, that's why they say certain
it's
things.
Different from what Schefter did. Like that's the thing. There's nuance there, right? Because what Scooter's talking about is and I've talked about this with guests before. Every time I have a player on, I'm like, hey, I've had conversations with players and they're like, we actually I have to cut that out because we can't talk about that. Exactly. One, I'm not a journalist, but two, that could get them into serious trouble, and that's not the whole point of this. But there's a difference between, hey, this story is being written and is going to be released. Do you have a comment on it? There's a difference between that, which is just journalism, and there's another one where it's hey, Mr. Editor, here's the entire thing. Let me know if you want to change anything. Those are two very different things.
They are.
And we don't have Bruce Allen's response, do we? We just
no. Bruce Allen, if he's smart, he doesn't say anything. Because if he were still president of Washington, he'd have been gone by now.
Oh yeah, he would. Well, he was fired basically because of this mess, and they brought in.
It was before. I mean,
the gentleman that they brought in to replace him, clean up the culture. Young guy.
His name.
I'm missing on it.
Before we continue, though, I just wanted to bring up another thing that actually I don't think was on the rundown. Maybe we could talk about it just briefly. I don't want to make a whole controversy about this. But yesterday, Kyrie Irving, you guys see this? So Kyrie Irving gets on Instagram Live yesterday.
I saw it.
Talking about his decision, his stance on the vaccine, where he's at, and what's going on. I just wanted to get just some reaction from you guys. If you guys listened to it, if you guys had any thoughts. Is he hurting the team? Is he being selfish? Personal freedom? What are we thinking? Where's the vibes at?
I think my favorite comment on it was they said if Michael Jordan was still playing and Irving was his teammate, he would have gave him the shot while he was sleeping. He would have just done it. Done it. And there's no conversation. That's it. I mean, again, I think at the end of the day, you can't have you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? You can be like, hey, like, you know what? I'm making this personal decision, which it is. It's your personal decision to do it.
That's
There
fine.
are consequences to those personal decisions, and like you just have to deal with those consequences because of the decision you're making. It's called accountability. So like same thing with like the Gruden email, same thing with this. You know, it's about accountability. And I think like here you're just seeing the ramifications of those decisions. That's it.
I thought the debate between Stephen A. and Jay Williams was pretty interesting. I believe that people need to be able to make personal choices no matter how uninformed they are. I think that's part of being an American. But yeah, like you said, Tom, you have to deal with the consequences of those personal choices. They have laid out the rules. The NBA has laid out the rules clearly in front of these people. Some people got it against their, they said, like, I think Andrew Wiggins went and got the shot anyways because he was like, I was basically forced. The dude's not dead, okay? He hasn't died from the shot, at least
yet.
Up to this point. So, some people acquiesced and they said, all right, I'm going to just get the shot. Kyrie's sticking to his guns. Good for him, but you're not.
Kyrie's always been a guy who's always stuck to his guns, especially in terms of like his personal beliefs.
When a guy
and the thing too is like if he gets traded to somewhere that's not New York or LA, he'd probably be able to play because those are the mandates of those cities. Like you have to be vaccinated in order to do anything. So that's why there's the issue with Kyrie right now. Like if he were playing in Boston, he might be okay for now unless he went to LA or Canada or California.
But he's got to travel to all those cities.
Of course. He'd have to deal with the restrictions of being an unvaccinated player.
Yeah. You're basically
it's going to be so interesting to see how that one plays out. My biggest problem in this whole thing, once again, whataboutism coming back. And this one is just basic general thoughts, just like, bro, I know you're not using this as an excuse. I know you're not using this as a whataboutism. These people are literally suggesting, Magic Johnson, he played basketball when he had full-blown AIDS.
I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
That was and I've seen a lot of stupid crap on the internet. That was one of the stupidest things I have ever seen.
I haven't even seen.
Do y'all understand how AIDS is transmitted? It's not, bro. It's two different things here. Let's come on now.
And I'm sorry. Didn't he also leave like when he got diagnosed?
Yeah. He took a long break, and the only time he came back was for that All-Star game, which was just a teary-eyed.
I think he came back briefly for like a couple years later. He was also the coach for a hot minute.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that was it.
But this person, who I think is running for some public office, the one who made the comment on that, basically said, first, I think said like full-blown HIV. Is there half-blown? Don't know about that, but regardless. But I think it was the point that like she was saying, someone said, I didn't know that HIV like was was contagious through the air.
No,
she goes like,
airborne.
It's not. You should go back to school. They're like, don't you see how stupid the comparison is then? Yeah,
you got a lot of weird comparisons. People comparing Kyrie Irving to Muhammad Ali, and it's just like.
And then there's a commercial of Muhammad Ali telling kids to get their measles, their MMR vaccination so that they can go to school.
It's just not similar. You're comparing apples to donuts. It's just like, what are you talking about?
The mental gymnastics that come around. All right, let's go
to a different story. Oh, please, Mr. Editor, please.
Yeah.
Fact check me harder.
I want to move on from that and go to Spencer Rattler. So let's talk about sports, which, I mean, we are talking about sports, but I want to talk about Spencer Rattler. So this story comes out. First of all, Rattler gets benched for Caleb Williams because they were losing to Texas in the Red River Rivalry. And then Caleb Williams comes in, saves their butts, and they win the game. Apparently, Caleb Williams was taking all the first snaps at practice, and the way that this was found out was a student reporter at the OU newspaper went to a building, got some binoculars. I see you, Scooter. I see you over there. Got some binoculars, counted. He had his little log sheet, counted how many times Williams took snaps, which was like 73, gave the exact percentages of how many first team snaps Williams had versus Rattler. and then publishes it. Immediately, Lincoln Riley cancels all media access to the team. Who's sensitive here? Is Lincoln Riley sensitive? Is he trying to protect Rattler? What do you guys think about this? And then I want to ask about Spencer Rattler's future. Give your thoughts.
Ooh. My firm belief is this. I think Lincoln Riley, he's on the road to being a really good one-and-done NFL coach.
It's interesting. It is very interesting. I think OU, the Sooners, are in a very similar situation that the Florida Gators are in. Go Gators. You have a backup quarterback that gets some action and outperforms QB1. So much so that the fans are clamoring for QB2 to be the new QB1, right? Same situation. But in Oklahoma's situation, there's no Dan Mullen as the coach tied to Spencer Rattler, right? Lincoln Riley didn't recruit Spencer Rattler throughout his whole career, and he's not the reason Spencer Rattler's at Oklahoma. So I think we're gonna see maybe Caleb Dressel start, and then we're gonna see Spencer Rattler make his way to a different team. Which team, though? That is the question.
Yeah, I mean, he's still talented, but he needs a team that's just going to bend over backwards for him and all the baggage that he's going to bring. I think, maybe an Oregon is like that.
And I've interviewed Spencer Rattler. I interviewed Spencer Rattler on Twitter back when he was at Pinnacle. So it's not like I'm unfamiliar with this guy. This guy was hooping back at Pinnacle. I don't know if it's just like a change of stage. Maybe it's too big for him. Or maybe it's just, hey, competition's a little bit different right now. You're not at Pinnacle anymore. You're in the Big 12 now. So maybe it's just he's still trying to get up to speed with college defenses. I don't know what's going on, but it'll be interesting to see where he lands.
The second question is, does he even get drafted? He went to being speculated as the number 1 overall to he's getting benched on his own team, and he has played bad.
Really bad football.
He's
still be a first-round pick though.
Every major program in college has a stud just waiting because there's just so many spots. There's Tom Brady was a backup for Michigan. He only started 4 games, and kudos to whoever drafted him. That saw the talent. I don't know who that was. I don't know what he did after college, but he was Drew Henson's backup. So
look at the Tampa Bay's backup right now. Kyle Trask, go Gators. And Kyle Trask sat for 3 years, only played his senior year in college and ended up getting drafted. He's a QB in the league now. So it's not like you have to be a 4-year or a 3-year starter in college to have a successful NFL career. You can be benched as a QB and go on and have a great career, even better than your college career. So it could be just like that for Spencer Rattler. It could be not like that at all. We'll see.
Speaking of ex-Gators, Kadarius Toney made me look like an idiot.
I tried to tell you.
I was upset about that draft pick because I wanted Kwity Paye.
I laughed hysterically at your reaction, dude. That was good.
Kwity Paye in my ears.
We could have had
hardest I've laughed all year.
A lot of other players. The Giants go out and get pummeled by the Cowboys. I saw that coming. I knew it was coming. I knew that Georgia was going to beat Auburn, and I knew that the Giants were going to lose to the Cowboys.
All I know is your tweets were extremely salty. I was reading these tweets from Favre. I was like, oh my gosh. Bro, take the L. Relax. There was no conspiracy theory from the refs. Okay, they were garbage all around. Can we agree? Can we agree on that?
Trayvon Diggs did push CJ Moore.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
He did push him. It wasn't enough to warrant a pass interference, but by the rule, he did touch him while the ball was in the air. Okay. Listen, I had a couple. I started drinking a little bit of beverage to ease the pain of the loss, and it made it worse. So
I was reading your tweets. I was
Well,
like,
alcohol is a depressant, so.
what
I was
game
very
are
mad.
we watching? Are we watching
Okay.
the same
Tony,
game?
did you not see Kadarius Toney get pancaked in the end zone by the defender when he was trying to do an out route?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that till after they showed the replays. So then I was like, oh, okay. But even then, I'm like, bro, this is football. You gotta have the wherewithal to not react like
the
punching someone with a helmet on.
That's a separate
never
incident.
a smart idea.
Separate incident. Okay. First, Cowboys are down in the red zone. Pass interference on the Giants extended the drive, and then the Cowboys scored a touchdown. I just asked for reciprocity when my star receiver now, Hall of Fame talent, Kadarius Toney here, that has ankles that just slice other defenders up, is trying to run an out route, and what's his name, Longneck, Glennon, tries to throw him open, and the defender is literally sitting on top of him. That's pass interference. Okay, I just spilled my drink, and now
I don't know anything about that.
You're being salty, son.
What I do know is, at no point in time should any adult man or woman consider punching someone wearing a helmet. That's what I know for a fact.
I will agree. Kadarius should have been ejected just for the pure stupidity of trying to punch someone. But he did try to be slick and go to the side or something, like not break his hand.
He tried to turn it into a mush. But listen, that what you just saw, that game is what I saw for 3 seasons at Florida. I'm telling you, that is the Toney you guys drafted. That's what I'm afraid of, that we're going to be having to guard. That's why I'm happy we have Trayvon Diggs, because we're going to have to deal with Toney now, and we're going to have to deal with Devontae Smith on the Eagles. So I'm glad we're firing on all cylinders.
Yes. Thanks, Casey, by the way. Here's the thing. The Giants suck now. Also, if we're going to argue, the injury to Saquon, a little sus. Away from the ball, defender just steps on his ankle. Come on now. The injury, I was mad about the injury to Jones, but
you got to stop. Jordan Lewis, you're talking about Jordan Lewis. He
stepped on his ankle.
Bro, Jordan Lewis tweeted. We'll get this up later, but you can go check this out. Jordan Lewis Twitter. He tweeted, "Y'all are mad weird for thinking I tried to injure Saquon Barkley." Because you are. No, the NFL is a brotherhood. No one in the NFL is trying to hurt anyone unless your name is Vontaze Perfect or what. Okay. No, he was not trying to injure him. He's not even looking the same way. It was a freak accident. These things happen. That's my opinion. You can disagree, but come on. No. He intentionally tried to injure him, and he wasn't even looking at the same way. No.
I just thought it was dirty. Okay.
I thought the ankle roll, that someone tackled Dak and tried to alligator roll his ankle. I thought that was pretty dirty. What is going on?
They're playing Rochambeau down there because they're bored, because a Giants fan and a Cowboys fan are. All right.
You both suck. End of story.
Speaking of punishment, it is time. It is a ride for all you clickbait. For anybody that left the show, I pity you. We had a peak of 5,500, and 500 people are going to miss this beautiful video that's about to get us
F's in the chat, please, for those.
Yeah, we're going to get mega copy.
So everyone prepare.
And
Tree, can you set this video up? What preceded this?
Well, unfortunately, I lost clickbait last week, so I 5 points decided it would be a fantastically genius idea to do the Applebee's commercial, which I didn't even know existed until then, and I had to parody it in my own special way, which is very cringe and very bad. So if you're wise, you should all leave right now and nobody talk about this whatsoever. It was I had to get myself into the role, so I went to an Applebee's, unfortunately, and my meal tasted like clinical depression. So this is the result.
Diagnosed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I diagnosed that was the saddest cow I had ever eaten.
Yep. All right. Here it is.
Yeah,
Can we
that was a thing. May we never speak of this again.
Can we get a GIF immediately? Can someone GIF
I need
this
No.
immediately?
No.
I need this
Twerking.
on Jiffy.
Nobody wants to see
We need to put this
dude,
on Twitter
dude,
immediately.
my ass has its own magnetic orbit. If it gets any bigger, like it's not good. Like maybe if I were like a woman, I could call myself thick, but like now it's like, dude, no.
That is, you are thick with 2 C's. Can we get thick
Three
with
C's.
2
3
C's
C's.
Oh yeah.
in
Oh
the
my
chat? The thickness. Can we rename this video?
Tree gets thick.
That might have been the best video we've shown on Clickbait thus far to date.
This is what your
Tremendous.
money buys, people. Can we hit it again? Do we want to hit it again?
I think we need chat. Run it back. Run it back.
Run it back. Can I get a
bro,
one?
this
No, gonna be me after this stream.
It's good the second time. It's just it's.
Oh, by
it's
the way,
gold.
Adam, I ordered medium rare.
Yes, that's the way to go. It. By the way, Scooter, how do you like your steak cooked?
Listen, there's still time. There's still time. I believe that listen, donate to someone else, guys. If you're here, you can hear my voice. You know, donate to someone else.
All right, we're not going again. We have more segments to get to. But Scooter, how do you like your steak cooked?
Oh, that was a serious question. I thought it was like, oh, you're gonna be the winner and you're gonna have to do this next for this week. I'll go medium rare.
Okay.
Medium
Tom?
rare is fine.
Tom, how do you like your steak?
If you say well done, I'm gonna.
What?
I'm vegan, but when I ate meat, I took it medium.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. I forgot that you're vegan. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Well,
we
you can
lost
do like
300
Impossible Burgers. Or
and
something.
I'm sorry, but so 300 people don't appreciate comedy. So you're not needed around here.
Well,
Now
that's why
let's-
everyone left. No shit. Nobody wants to see that. And I swore again. So there's another goal in the jar.
Hold on.
This is why we lost our DraftKings sponsorship, probably.
Maybe. Let me just find the pen. Oh,
I'll come
here.
back one day, I swear.
We logged out again. That's 2. Okay. All right. Next segment. Super Bowl contenders. We have 5 weeks down into the season. Scooter, you will go last.
Thunder, that you're an enemy now.
You have to pick a team. You have to make the case for them being a Super Bowl contender. The other 3 of us will vote whether they are or not. We will do it like Commodus. We will either thumbs up or thumbs down them. At the end, Tom, pick a team and defend their Super Bowl hopes.
Tom Grossi? Me, Tom Grossi? Yes.
Thomas Grossi.
Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, to me, are the best team in football. You thought I was going to pick the Packers. I know. You made me go first. Thank you so much. Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, last week, heading into Kansas City, they were the number 1 defense and they were number 2 offense. After Kansas City, they're the number 1 defense and the number 1 offense. They look incredible. I think, honestly, they're the most balanced team in football. Their offense is high scoring. Their defense limited Kansas City to 7 points in the second half. Yeah, it's going to be really tough to beat the Bills if they play like this all year.
Yeah, Josh Allen has so much time back there. He's like writing books, and he's just like, okay, that's fine. Oh, Diggs is open. All right.
How is Cole Beasley looking for the Bills? Is he good?
He's running the spread offense pretty well, I would say.
Okay.
Panel, thumbs up or thumbs down on Bills being a Super Bowl contender?
I'll say yes. 100%.
Tree, no, you can't vote your own. Tom, put your hand down. Tree, are you even listening to us?
Yeah, I am. I'll just put it up just because I don't know.
Don't play Rochambeau down there during your segment. Tree,
I will.
Pick a team and defend their Super Bowl, and it better not be the Steelers, or else you're.
It won't be the Steelers.
Okay.
Come on, they're not making the Super Bowl.
We're
Steelers
going-
aren't getting Super Bowl. Steelers are not getting Super Bowl. For me, I'm going to pick the Chargers.
Whoa, baby! I like that.
I hate the Chargers because their owner is just a schmuck. I do not like him. But you have to consider they have a load of talent. Justin Herbert is good, and all of us from the 2020 draft are eating shit every single day. I'm not happy about it, but you also have to consider They are well balanced. They have a good offensive line. They have good receivers. Keenan Allen's still really good. I argue he's underrated right now. The defense is strong. Good pass rush.
Mike
Good
Williams.
linebackers. Strong secondary. That is the LA Chargers. And once they get to the Super Bowl with the Rams, nobody's going to care because the NFL forced them away from two cities that might have cared about them.
See,
it's going to be a bunch of transplants like the NFL.
We brought this up, I feel like, a few weeks ago, and I've actually been thinking about it. Like, what happens if the Rams wind up hosting the NFC Championship and the Chargers are the AFC Championship? Like, what do they do? It's the same day.
So they'll probably do Saturday, Sunday. That's my guess.
They could do Saturday, Sunday, but that would be disruptive. What I think what would happen would be a long delay. So a 3-hour delay in between.
You think that'd be enough
to
get everybody out and get everyone back in?
It would be like a 1 o'clock, 8 o'clock type deal. So they're gonna count. They're gonna.
They'd have to change the field out too. Get everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like they have to repaint the field. They'd have to do so much stuff.
No, they would paint it neutral because they'd have a week to know, right? Like they would have they would paint one end Chargers and one end Rams and just be like, let's call it a day because we got to print this money. Okay, or they could just go back to Dignity Health Sports Park and host a AFC Championship game there.
That's fine.
The most misnomered park ever or stadium ever. All right, we're going to put this to a vote. LA Chargers, Super Bowl contender or not? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a couple questions about Justin Herbert. He does make some dumb throws every once in a while, but I think
he's a second-year player. That happens.
He'll clean it up. I am going to take the Arizona Cardinals.
That would have been my other guess.
They're 5-0 right now. They're beating everyone that's in front of them. They beat, I believe they beat 2 division rivals already.
Yep.
And their biggest threat once. But they have to play them again. Kyler Murray is playing out of his he's playing to the top of his ability. I'm not sure if he's playing at a Josh Allen level or even a Herbert level, but he's playing well enough to get this team to at least a home field playoff game, and who knows what happens after that. They are dangerous. They're defending the ball and they're scoring. So I think and D-Hop really hasn't gotten going like you expect him to go. He's going to get better. He's going to get open as soon as people start sleeping on him.
He won the game for them on Sunday.
Yeah, he's going to continue to get better as the season progresses. Arizona Cardinals, Super Bowl contender. Thumbs up, thumbs down, panel. Oh, you guys are giving me okay.
They need to prove a little more. They're getting there, but at the same time, Arizona's issue is still consistency. I want to see a little more, and then I'll do that.
I am worried about the consistency of the Cardinals. Because
Arizona will go as far as Kyler Murray takes them. And so far, so good.
Please don't get injured.
I will not be taking
Arizona's useless
because I did not make a good argument. Scooter, I wonder what team Scooter is going to pick and make
New York Giants.
Well, a lot of you guys might not be thinking about this, but actually the team I'm going to pick is the Dallas Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. I've said it in the past, and I'm saying it again. I've seen the future. This is our year. You guys are seeing it right before your own eyes. Rain Dakota Prescott, comeback player of the year, MVP candidate, his first of 3 on the way. Tom, be on the lookout for the first MVP victory this season. Look at the defense. Say it with me, chat. Can you dig it? Because I can dig it. We have the best cornerback in the league. We have the best running backs. The only team rivaling the Cowboys right now for running backs, it's the Browns. And you know what? I'm taking Zollard over C. Hunt. All right? It's coming together. We're doing all of this without DeMarcus Lawrence. We're doing all of this without Lyle Collins. We got rid of Jalen Smith. Look at how fast our linebackers are moving now. This is our year. I'm sorry. You gave me the time. This is what you get.
There's
This is what you get.
Fair
I'm
enough.
sorry. Did we finish with the self-fulfilling yet?
And
So,
to add some stuff on, we don't have that many hard games remaining. Remember, I said Cowboys
your
going
schedule
15
is
and
a
2.
joke. Your schedule
Remember, I said
is a
that
joke.
we're going 15 and 2. We're going 15 and 2 because the
I'm still
only
opening up
other
a
hard
bottle of
games
champagne
remaining,
or a really nice bottle of beer when
The
they lose their third game.
only
Dude,
two more
other
games,
hard
baby.
games
Two
Ray
more
and
remaining,
I are gonna have a
games.
grand old time down here.
Kansas
Oh,
City, which they're not even looking like the Kansas City of old. Who is this Kansas City? And who is the other team? We might
Have you watched that
lose.
whole Cowboys Giants game? You watched the whole game?
I watched
there
the whole game except for the second half.
It's just so
And
no.
the Cardinals. We
Trayvon
might
Diggs
lose
got
to
really
the Chiefs.
burned on one of those plays.
We might lose
Yeah,
to
he
the
did.
Cardinals. We're not losing to any NFC East team. They're terrible.
You'd
Are
be
you
surprised.
kidding me?
Be careful. Be
They've
careful.
laid it out perfectly for us. We can even get home field advantage.
I
We
would
just
love
need
the Patriots
Bucs.
beat you.
We just need the Bucks to lose. Lose some games, Tampa Bay. Just a couple. And we'll see. But we are firing on all cylinders. I have not seen the Cowboys look like this since Dak's rookie season.
And what happened to
And
that, buddy?
since-
how'd that season end?
Listen,
how'd that
history is
divisional round?
not indicative of the
Green-
future. We know that because
Green
Aaron
Bay
Rodgers will not be in Green Bay next season. So
We're talking about next
history
season. We're talking about.
does not
this-
decide.
Do you actually think Trayvon Diggs is actually the best corner like in the NFL?
He's
I
better
think-
than Taylor Ramsey.
I think right now,
You think he's better than Jair Alexander?
at this moment in time, Trayvon Diggs is
Not a
the
shot.
best cornerback
Statistically,
in the
'Cause he's
National
interceptions?
Football League.
Not a shot.
At this moment that I am talking to Thomas Daniel Grassi.
There's not a shot. There is not a shot.
he's not better
How
than Taylor Ramsey.
you dig it?
You know what? I really wanted a revenge game against the Buccaneers, but I hope we meet the Cowboys in the playoffs. I am gonna go to sleep tonight, and that is what I'm gonna be dreaming
Listen,
of.
That's
I
how you
hope
want
they
to go
lose
out.
7 out of 8 and miss the
Take
playoffs.
Your
If
ass
that's how,
out of
if
the
that's how you
playoffs
want the Packers to go out with
again. I
three
cannot
interceptions
wait
getting
for
thrown to
Aaron
Diggs.
Rodgers to kick your ass again, and then I'm gonna go back on this show and I'm gonna read the poem that you made about Aaron Rodgers is your daddy. That's what I'm gonna read, and it's gonna be in yours, and the tears are gonna be flowing. They're gonna be
We'll see.
matching your backdrop.
But we'll see.
I can't
see.
wait. I
We'll
cannot
see.
wait.
Can we put this to a vote? I'm starting to sound like Scooter.
No way.
Y'all are
Thumbs
asleep.
down in
Y'all are
the chat.
haters.
Thumbs
There is
down
no
in
way
the chat
y'all are
for the
realistically
Dallas
thinking
Cowboys.
the Cowboys cannot contend for a Super Bowl. Are you kidding me
No,
right
they
now?
can. See here. I think they can.
That's the question.
I don't
That's
think
the
they're gonna win.
question.
Yeah, no, that was a downvote out of spite.
No, I think look. The Cowboys look good. They're playing their best football that they have in a
You're
decade.
also like their schedule is a joke. Like it legitimately is a joke.
The
Like
chat
Thank
is
you.
amazing
Like we
right
have this. We have the numbers. Everything is just lining up for the Cowboys to win it this year. Washington, garbage. Eagles. They don't even have a quarterback. Who's the other team? The Giants. Come on now. You see it. You guys see it. It's ours for the taking this year.
All right, that's a big fat no for me. That's right. That's a no, dog. All right, you made your case. But we see what the chat is saying. Look, the Cowboys are playing good football, and
They
America suffers when
they're going to win the East like easily because there's no one else who's going to contend for the East. They're going to win the East. They're going to go to the playoffs. And I
Danny?
think they'll have a really good record. Like I told you, Scooter, before the year began, I said 14-3 was their ceiling.
We might go 14.
it's going to
I'm
come.
gonna be so mad.
I'm
I'll be so
I
mad.
will
It's going to come down to the last game, and they're going to sit their starters.
We're gonna sit
Remember?
all of our starters. We're gonna lose.
Like that
the team
Monday
we're
night.
playing is gonna need a higher draft pick. We're going 14-3. It's
Like that Reskins game when they got blown out because they were headed to the Super Bowl and the Redskins and the Skins were and they sat all the starters. You know, Larry Allen I saw and everyone was palling around on the sideline. All right, let's go to the last section, Scooter. That was great, by the way, because that's what you do. Which coaches are on the hot seat? I'm going to call out one coach, and you guys have to tell me whether they are on the hot seat or not. Tree, you go first with Vic Fangio because you saw his decision making up close on Sunday against the Steelers.
Well, I wasn't actually going to go Fangio, but I will say this: like his play calling was pretty bad. Like it was rough. They looked really sloppy. They didn't really have any offensive scheme or flow. They kept shooting themselves right in the crotch every time they had a legitimate chance to do anything. They did come back in the end, which shouldn't have been a thing, but it wasn't enough because you're just throwing checkdowns all the time. Like you threw one deep ball and it worked. Why didn't you keep going to that? Like you don't trust your offense. It's very like dink and dunk, and that just doesn't work when you have like TJ Watt rushing you repeatedly, when you have like Cam Hayward out there. And it just, I mean, the Steelers are very, very beatable. They are not that good this year. But the thing too is that,
is he going to be a coach next year, Vic Fangio? Yes.
If they keep falling apart like this, no.
Okay, so you're voting out. Scooter, take Urban Meyer. Fired or coaching next year?
Man, this man is not on the hot seat. This man owns the seat. His name is engraved. It's embroidered. This man will not be an NFL coach next year. That's for certain. His days are numbered in Jacksonville. We just don't know which day he's leaving. We know he's leaving. We just don't know when. And we don't know if he might be a coach of another college team, like a USC, maybe. Who knows? Right, we'll see. We'll monitor the health situations going forward and what may or may not arise. We'll see what happens.
Thomas Grassi, who's smiling for some reason.
Someone gift out tree dancing. It's already all over Twitter.
Oh God!
Where can I see this?
That's it. My life's over.
I tagged you all in it. Don't worry.
I love Twitter's not a place, but it is a fake place that I love.
Oh, this one's good.
Tom, you take Matt Nagy.
Oh yes, my boy. Matt Nagy should be extended for at least the next 20 years in Chicago. I think he's the greatest coach that Chicago has ever had. His play calling is impeccable. His decision-making is top-notch. He knows how to pick quarterbacks and put them in the best position to succeed. Just look at Mitch Trubisky. He won the MVP. So I think, Matt Nagy does not deserve the hot seat. I think he deserves a promotion. Make him GM. Make him split it with Ryan Pace. I think that both of them could just run Chicago into their nice new stadium to many, many wins.
So is he fired next season?
I don't think he is, unless he honestly, unless he catastrophically screws up Justin Fields. No.
Okay.
Every time the Steelers score, Tree, you need to just tweet out that GIF real quick.
No.
I think it will do well.
No.
I think it would.
Numbers, yes. I will take Joe Judge. I think he's got excuses now, unfortunately. Like, Daniel Jones getting hurt, Saquon getting hurt. For the next 4 weeks, he's like, it's not my fault. I don't have, my super athletic quarterback is hurt. I'm just going to fire Jason Garrett. I'm going to get a new offensive coordinator, and I'll be behind the bench. Like, how do you judge? How do you judge him?
How do you judge the judge? Before the injuries, though, what were your thoughts?
They were trash. So he should be fired. But unfortunately, that's the thing, is like when they were healthy, they weren't winning games. Like, it doesn't matter. But Mara's going to be able to see this. He's like, I don't really want to disrupt this, Like, so he'll be behind the bench next year. And then last one, Tree, take Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin? He's never getting fired. Come on. Steelers never fire coaches. They either retire or conveniently expire. There's going to be another name I'm actually talking about, Mike Zimmer.
Oh, yeah.
He's been on the hot seat big time. They looked terrible against Detroit. And the only reason why they won is because Detroit has no talent on defense. They imploded, and then they got bailed out randomly by a 58-yard field goal because the Vikings make field goals now. I don't know how. But that should not have even been a game. They've been having trouble with clutch situations all year. Fumble, and against the Bengals, that shouldn't have been a game either. Arizona missed a field goal. Cleveland, you can't get the offense going. This team should be 1-4. They are dancing through the raindrops right now, and with how Mike Zimmer holds back that offense and he's unable to adapt to it, his defenses have been very suspect the last few years. if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's done.
Yeah,
And fun fact, they have the hardest schedule remaining.
Yes.
If you actually type in Dancing with Raindrops, I think that GIF from Urinating Tree comes up on Jiffy. Dancing with Raindrops.
Nice. What's weird is the Vikings have some weird loyalty to Zimmer, who only got them beat down in an NFC Championship game, and Super Bowl winning coaches have gotten fired. You know, Mike McCarthy being one. And wow, $100.
There you go.
Ooh, warm-up dance. Ooh, uh-oh. Who else? Doug Peterson gets fired for winning a Super Bowl. Like, there's no loyalty in the NFL except for to Mike Zimmer for some reason. All right, last segment as we have 5 minutes left in the show. Great show tonight, by the way, boys. Thursday night preview. There is a game tonight. It is the Tampa Bay, but I guess you're calling it a game, versus the Weagles. The over-under is 52.5. Tampa Bay is -7. The money line is -300. Tampa Bay. Philly plus 240. What do you think, guys?
I think that okay, Scooter.
Listen. All right. Me and you can come together for this 5. Alexa, relax. Stop. Alexa, stop.
You named your dog Alexa?
That was actually the Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Echo.
I was like, that's a bad move to name your dog Alexa. It's like
dog's name is Sunshine.
Okay.
But bro, we need the Bucks to win. I know I've seen some things online. They're like, if you're a Cowboys fan, actually, statistically, you should be rooting for. No, okay, it's the Eagles. Tom Brady, do your thing, Thomas. Listen, if you do anything, if you win any game, win this game. Okay, I want to see that W video on Twitter you always tweet after this game. Okay, get the dub and give us a further cushion in the NFC East.
Yes, I would like a fist bump for that. Anytime the Eagles, other way. There we go. Oh,
It's tough. I got to figure that out.
Yes, I think Tampa Bay not only beats the Eagles, but they roll them. This will be over by halftime. And hopefully you guys just watch my videos on YouTube instead of watching that game because hopefully this is just a – but I was very mad at the Panthers for not beating the Eagles.
For real? How did they even win?
Yeah.
How did they win?
Uh-huh. Tree, what do you think?
Well, I think I would say that Tampa Bay crushes them, and I still need to do my Money Tree segment, unfortunately. I think last week was unfortunately a rough week for the Age of Money Tree. I said the Packers were going to win, and the Bengals did not win because everyone missed field goals left and right. That made me very sad. And then I said that the Chargers were going to win, so Cleveland would win that game. And Cleveland lost because nobody played defense. And refs think that grabbing a jersey like this is defensive pass interference. And this is the defense jersey being grabbed, by the way. I should have gotten an XL. This is too big. But in the meantime, though, unfortunately, you did not make any money. I regret nothing because I will lose every single game, though. But let's go over a couple more games. Los Angeles Chargers and Baltimore. And to be real, I would say like Lamar Jackson is going to go God mode. So Baltimore wins. You put your money on the LA Chargers. Do it right now. And for the second game, let's go a little more of a doozy. Las Vegas, Denver, the battle of the hilarious types. Las Vegas has fallen to crap. They are without a coach, but you know something? I say they fall apart again. I think Denver wins this game, so you put your money on Vegas. There's your 2 for the week. Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong, so you make that big money. That's all I say about that.
All right, hold on. I got
Cardinals Browns honestly should be a really good game. I'm really looking forward to that. Instead of seeing Geno Smith and Ben Roethlisberger, I would much rather see that for Sunday Night Football. But I actually am going to take a little bit of a different take on tonight's game. I think if there is any opportunity for the Eagles to pull an upset, it's tonight. Gronk is out. Tom Brady's hurt. They obviously have some injuries within the secondary. I'm not saying they're going to, but I think it might be a little bit of a closer game than some are anticipating. So again, it's being played in Philadelphia. I think they have a shot at an upset. It's very small, but I think they got a shot.
Is it bigger than this?
I'm so glad you did that because I was trying to do that.
You people
This
are
is great.
I hate all of you.
This
This is terrible.
That honestly has so many that has so much meme potential. Like you can just have like two different things like that. I'm telling you, it has a
like
lot.
that can go positive, negative.
Oh, it's gonna go negative. You know the
I got a different one. I gotta go for this.
Excited. Like it could be so many different emotions.
Oh no.
Hold on.
No.
Before we
Like
do
that look right there you're doing, it could be that GIF as well. This GIF is all encompassing, and it is pronounced GIF. I don't care what you say.
I'm Team GIF, by the way.
Oh God, the one of him.
I'd rather use Team JPEG
founder,
because
the guy who invented it.
There it is.
Put that away. There are children watching. Jesus.
Hold on. I think my wife just got pregnant.
Dude.
Oh my gosh. All right, we gotta do the countdown.
Get out of here.
I would love to continue this. This is what your money buys, people.
No,
this is what your money buys. We will do the countdown. I feel like
everyone's leaving.
I think like there's a bad punishment coming in now. But everyone, this is the countdown. Get your last super chats in because anything after this does not count.
Please
Ready?
Donate to Tree again. Go back to Applebee's.
What was the other punishment? I saw a couple good ones.
You're gonna have to do something pretty terrible.
There's another day.
Man, if y'all don't donate right now to Tree.
Donate to Tree.
No.
Who's gonna get the most money after this countdown's done?
Not like this.
Shut up, Tom.
There it is. The buzzer has been buzzed.
On 5.
Yeah, we'll still count it because whatever.
3,
I am safe.
2,
I only got $45.
Countdown's done, right? Countdown's done, so no money counts now, right?
No, it still counts.
Yeah, it still counts.
Tom, your numbers?
My number is 103.44. Actually, 108. Excuse me, 108.44. So I know I ain't losing this week. Let's go, boys!
Yeah. Wait, what you got, Tree?
All right, Tree.
Now let's do you first because I
No,
want to see your reaction.
absolutely not.
You don't even know how to get into your dang.
Oh, I got it. I got the number.
Got it.
It was like,
Come on.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. But fool me thrice, no.
Thrice. Never
Nay, nay.
thrice. Never
nay.
thrice. Tree, what are you at, Tree?
State the
I'm
number.
over 400.
Huh?
I'm
How
over
much?
400.
400 what? Exact number.
40603.
40603. Okay.
Scooter.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah, Scooter.
Unfortunately, I am at $482.21. Gosh darn it.
That's a big day for Scooter. That's a big day for Scooter.
Why did y'all don't, bro? It's why? Why me? That's a lot of money too. Like this punishment is gonna be terrible.
It's gotta be bad now.
Oh yeah. You know what you should do? You should make an entire video on how much the Dallas Cowboys suck and you recapping every single playoff loss they've had over the last 25 years.
I think I should just like go to a spa. That's the hate spas. That's terrible.
You're gonna talk to the Cowboys. Let's play hardball. I had to deal with
never
Applebee's, man.
What was that suggestion from earlier? There was a dance.
The Dak Prescott dance.
I don't think that's a punishment though.
That's not punishment though. That's flattering.
It doesn't hurt.
Recap of every playoff game the Dallas Cowboys have lost over the last 25 years. That's how you do it.
I think.
Fight me.
Okay, I think that would be fine. On air, just reading off the scores.
No, you have to have video in the background and you reacting to every single one.
That's gonna take too long for me to do. Let's get something like. Let's get an apt punishment. What is something I can do just like
hot tub stream?
In and out. Like Applebee's. Can I do what can we do? Or nothing. Like we could just chill too. Like there's no need for a punishment we're like we could just
you know what?
You know
what?
What are we thinking over there?
I'm gonna check something out real quick.
Okay.
Listen, Duke.
I think you should have to recreate Tree's video word for exactly.
Hold on, let me ask.
Get that away!
Yes, I think you should have to recreate Tree's video.
Pretend that
No,
Jason
that's-
Garrett was a good coach. Okay.
That's not good enough.
I don't know. What do we got here?
I still say playoff failures over the last 25 years.
Oh
That's
my God,
rough.
it's too expensive. So this is just something to keep in mind. It's $725, so you have to spend money. But you could get a cameo from Emmitt Smith basically saying how terrible Scooter is. That could be paid for. That could be paid
Well,
for.
here's-
There's a lot of Dallas Cowboys players on
I had to-
cameo right now.
I lost money
Hold
buying
on,
this
hold on.
thing.
What cameos do we have? Because
There's a lot.
who's available? I think that's what it should be.
Dude,
You should-
we can get
you should
Terrell
pay-
Owens for $350 saying how trash Scooter is.
And I just did a sponsored video with him too.
All right, here it is. Here it is. You have to buy a cameo from Terrell Owens. We get to write what it is that he has to say.
What the heck?
Fair enough?
And then
Fair
we'll play that. We'll play it on.
Yes, and we'll play it on here. We'll download it and we'll upload it to here. Bet. All right. We will.
That's fair.
Let me just triple check one quick thing. Hold on. Okay, folks. I know that is good for Terrell Owens, but considering how much Scooter praised, Trayvon Diggs is on there too. And he's only $120.
Can we get him saying
a
that?
lot of fun with that.
Can we pay Trayvon Diggs to say that Jalen Ramsey's a better corner than him?
Bro, he's
Will
not
he
gonna
take that
say
money?
that. What the? You know they can deny these cameos, right? You could just be like, I'm not doing that.
We can get LeVar Ball telling you that you're trash for 133. No, I think I like Terrell Owens.
Okay.
Honestly,
Does Jerry Jones have a cameo?
Listen, Scooter.
It does not.
Seeing
All right.
Jerry Jones say how much Scooter sucks would make my
Am I
day.
really about to give T.O.
Jerry Springer's on there, but no, not
I
Jerry.
don't- I'm about to give T.O. $350.
Yep.
No.
So you net out 50 for this.
Listen, Ben DiNucci's only $35. Did you know that?
Wow.
Ooh, Ben DiNucci.
It's a DiNucci.
we can negotiate. Terrell, that is pretty steep. Like 350 though.
Micah Parsons is on there for $299.
Okay,
Listen,
NFL.
I'm okay with it. Let's lock it in. T.O., you guys
Okay.
can write whatever you want. You
Jason
got me
Witten.
this week, chat. All right. Don't let it happen again.
Zeke
You
is
get Greg
210.
Hardy.
But
Zeke is 750.
what's
All right.
everyone putting out? What's everyone putting out? Real quick.
I'll be
On who's-
streaming tonight's game. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
streaming tonight.
I
Well,
got right after this, I'm putting out a NFL pick'em. So we got the picks for this week coming out.
All right. Well, I'm working on NHL haters, guys. Hoping for tonight. Worst case scenario tomorrow, and then the greatest game, Green Bay, Cincinnati, probably the day after. Knock on wood. I've got a lot going on, baby. A lot going on.
Working on a Camden Yards video, calculating a lot of math. You guys should look out for it. All
Are
right.
you just gonna hit the ball harder? Is that what you're taking my suggestion?
No, I actually calculated the math that it would take to break a window at
Oh.
the warehouse.
Folks, so we will get back to Scooter on what T.O. is going to say, which we will enjoy and look for that. That'll be a lot of fun. And
We'll see you all next week. Maybe Brandon will be not so sick next week.
that's it. Thanks for watching, folks.
And one last thing to leave you with.
One last.
No.